90 seconds in, you can see the fifth.
Dream stuff there for Aston Villa. Although Sheffield United did win on expected goals.
Oh,
so
okay.
if we go with that, then
right.
Congratulations to them. Big statement, Don. I know it's only Sheffield United, but still from Aston Villa to go there and put 5, that says something.
Yeah, great result. I thought they were brilliant. I thought Youri Tielemans and Douglas Luiz were absolutely sensational in the middle of the park. And you mentioned Ollie Watkins getting his goals. They are a side that can click, and on their day, Villa, I think they're an amazing side to watch. I think Unai Emery's a terrific coach. Even though they've been in a little bit of sticky form lately, they've dropped some points that they shouldn't have done. Remember the game when they're winning 2-0 against Man United and they lost it 3-2. They've had a couple of draws along the way as well. So I feel as though in the last couple of weeks, I think they've hit their sort of blip. I think they're coming out of it. I mean, Newcastle beat them heavily, which was a body blow for them. I think they're expecting a win against Newcastle, but that didn't turn out right. But they responded in the right way. And you look at that team, it's a very, very attacking team. I still think there's 1 or 2 mistakes at the back in Longley and Carlos. But when you look at Douglas Luiz and Kamara, Tielemans, Bailey, John McGinn, Watkins, I think it's a very, very strong side. And on the day, they can beat anyone. I think I called it when you asked me the other week between them and Spurs. It was a 50-50 and it was going back and forth. I think Spurs had a good result when Villa lost. It was 60-40 Spurs. I think it's bang 50-50 again. So, yeah, watch this space for who gets fourth.
Yeah, 2 points separate them, Frank. You get a feeling this was one of those contests that could go right down to the wire.
I'm not sure I understood your question, my dear.
So Spurs and Villa are the two, aren't they, competing? And it's difficult to think that one is going to run away from the other for that place in the Champions League, my dear. Well,
it's going to be it's going to be tight. I'm sure, and hopefully until the end of the Premier League and the last day, we want to see that. Because otherwise, you know, West Ham, for example, or Brighton or even Manchester United, for me, are too far away. I don't think Aston Villa and Tottenham is going to drop so much points that will allow West Ham, Brighton or Manchester United coming back. So I think it's going to be a real race of two to get the 4th place. And right now, I see more Aston Villa, even if they had an awful game against Newcastle. I see them more because they're more structured than the Postecoglou team.
Interesting one, isn't it, Stevie?
Yeah. I think the one thing that struck me today with Tottenham was that they really only have one way of playing. I think that's the problem that they had today in particular. It stuck out that, you know, all Everton were doing when they got the ball was looking to get it in behind them.
Right.
Now, on the face of it, you're thinking, well, you've got Van de Ven, who's arguably quicker than anybody else defensively in the Premier League, but it got the crowd into the game, and the crowd stayed in the game because basically Everton just fired balls forward, and it made it a fight half the time. And I was a little surprised that Tottenham had no answer other than to just play the way they've been playing all season. And so when you're trying to go forward all the time at pace, and you're not quite at it like they were today, you're coughing the ball up. And all it's doing is encouraging the opposition. And more importantly, when you play at Goodison and you let the crowd get into it, that heaps a whole lot more pressure on you. So that would be my one.
So would you give Villa the edge?
I think I'll give Villa the edge, yeah.
Who would you like to give the edge to, Shaq?
I said Villa some weeks back, but I'm again not too sure. And I think this Everton game is a little bit difficult for Villa, for Spurs, in that I thought Spurs just had no answer for Everton's physicality. And Spurs aren't an overly big team, and Everton just kind of beat them up and took it down to the wire. But you aren't going to get many teams that physical, or certainly that good at it, as Everton between now and the end of the season. Well, up to last week, you asked me, I thought Villa were a team playing with absolutely no confidence. And then all of a sudden, Sheffield United shows up. And if ever you need a confidence boost, I guess you can rely on Sheffield United for that. So I'd like to see how Villa respond. But as of right now, I just feel that Spurs have a little bit more. And let's keep in mind that Heung-min Son is still to return. I think that gives them a huge boost. So I'll see how Villa's confidence kind of is spurred by this performance and result. But right now, I'm leading Spurs.
Did I change my mind?
You could do whatever you want, Stevie.
Because I'm just thinking there, you know, they've got Heung-min Son coming back.
Yes.
But if something happens to Ollie Watkins,
Right.
Villa's got nothing else.
Right.
So that's why I've changed my mind.
You've changed your mind to Spurs now because of Shaka's wonderful analysis?
You're welcome.
Thank you,
Well, there we go.
You're welcome.